Scripture talks about space as if it's a stuff, and I talk about this in my book, Starlight and Time. It's a material that we can't perceive. And mass, like the girl there, makes a dent in that stuff. So now let's go back to the waters above and think what they would do to our trampoline. The waters above are like a heavy ring sitting on the trampoline. So you see this heavy, imagine it made of lead or something. It flattens out the trampoline inside the ring, but it's made a dent in the whole trampoline. And that's just exactly what Newton's equations and Einstein's equations say happens with gravity.
Okay.
Now, those waters above are pretty massive, as it turns out. They make a deep dent. So here's a picture of the dent. And the vertical dimension, we can talk about it as being gravitational energy. That's how much energy it would take to haul a mass from the flat part all the way out, way above all the matter of the universe, well beyond the waters above the universe. That energy is a lot while you're down in the dent, but it's not much when you're way out here. So the water's made a big dent, and I know that from some other things we'll talk about when we get to the pioneer effect, but the water mass is 20 times all the mass of all the galaxies of stars that the Hubble Space Telescope can see. So they made a deep dent.
Wow.
Now this leads to another thing. Let's take a cross-section of this trampoline now.
All right.
And I'll show it to you there. So here's distance out from where the Earth is here, out to way beyond the waters above, and here are the waters above. They're like that ring on the trampoline, making a deep dent. But some peer-reviewed, we'll talk about that later, articles that I've done that have gone through peer review show that there's a depth to that dent below which there is no time. Nothing happens. All processes stop. It's dark. Light doesn't travel. Very dull place. And the Earth would be just above that dent, according to the main part of my theory. And so it's just about at the depth where interesting things happen, or maybe dull things, since it's no time. So if the dent were any deeper, time would stop.
Wow.
For any part of the fabric. Because the fabric of space itself depends on this energy, this gravitational energy, and when it gets more than to greater than a certain amount, light cannot pass through it. Nothing can happen. Waves can't travel in it. So it's just a result of the gravitational energy of the waters above.
This is really fascinating. It's unlike anything we've ever done. You're saying to us that space is not just the absence of matter, but in fact we need to think of space as a fabric.
Yes.
That it's just we can't perceive the matter it's made of. Have I got that right?
That's exactly right.
And the water has dented it,
Yeah,
and it shows that time is relative because
Yes.
if the dent were any deeper, time would stop.
That's right.
I'm just making sure I'm hearing
Yes.
you. This is kind of new stuff to us.
This is new stuff.
That's
This is
right.
a new kind of gravitational time dilation. Einstein's theories of relativity talk about time dilation, time stretching, various kinds. This is a new kind, and this has been through peer review, and it's a new solution of Einstein's equations.
So you and Einstein are working from the same, drinking from the same well here.
Yeah,
at
this
least.
is not new physics, or let me put it this way: it's got the same foundation. It's just I've developed the physics further in this direction than anyone else has gone.
And like a good scientist, you have taken these theories that all have basis in physics, and you have given them over, as you've written them up, to other physicists, and they have done what we call peer review, and to say this isn't just your fascination, your imagination. This can withstand the scrutiny of other physicists saying, yes, this is sound logic.
Yeah, now at the end of the show I'll mention a journal where people can, physicists can find the equations and find the peer-reviewed work. So, okay, the Earth was just above this timeless level.
Okay.
Let's see what happens with that. Well, we have another thing to think about. During the fourth day, God created the stars. And I'm going to, in this animation, picture them as God making them in a wave, a spherical wave traveling out from the Earth. That's not essential, but just
Okay.
I'll run that animation again. Here, the green dot in the center here is the Earth, and God is making the galaxies, each of those is galaxies, all the way out to the waters above, empty space beyond the waters above. So that has an effect on our trampoline. The new star masses, the masses, that material would dent the trampoline some more.
Sure.
So I'm going to run a little animation here. Look at the dent. As the wave of new stars is made, it makes a dent.
Pushes down further.
With the way I pictured it, the dent would be a straight line in cross-section. So that's a linear, a line dent. So this has some effects because remember that timeless zone? Mm-hmm. We've now dropped part of the trampoline below the timeless zone. But then after all of this happens, God was stretching out the heavens like a tent curtain. So God stretched out the fabric of space, making this nearly flat region rise up. So here's one of 17 verses in Scripture that talks about God stretching out the heavens like a tent curtain.
Yes. Wow.
And so I'm going to watch our cross-section of the trampoline now as God stretches out the heavens, see what happens. The dent in the trampoline gets shallower, it gets pulled up.
Okay, just like the weight comes up
Yeah.
off it. And
So if you tightened up the trampoline
Right.
with something,
Okay.
the ring would not be as deep.
Makes sense, okay?
Okay. So let's go back to our timeless situation. That stretching raises the dent back up above the timeless level. So I'll run the animation here with the timeless level in place. You see that that dent, parts of it come up first. I'll run it again. Parts of the dent come up first near here, and then later on where the Earth is the last thing to rise above that dent, or above that timeless level. So now, all of this is graphs, and I know a lot of people have problems with